everyone, welcome back to the Keeping It Positive podcast with your host. I'm Cameron.
And I'm Ashley. She's back.
I'm back.
All right. So today we're going to start out with our unpopular opinion of the day. And I'm going to give that to us. So today's unpopular opinion is a question. And the question is, do you like your french fries reheated up? No.
No.
I would say no. 9 times out of 10, if I get french fries at a restaurant, they better finish my plate before I go home, because it just doesn't taste the same. I mean, if you have an air fryer, it's like iffy, but like it's still like not the same. Like the fresh quality of the fresh oil.
Some foods like can't be they will never taste. It just will not do whatever you want.
But for french fries, it's 125% not one of those. At least for me, and for Cameron. You know, you might like it, and if you like it, I love it.
I also put them in the box. Like I also put them in the box. You know, if I have a lot left or something like that, because like my dad might eat them or something like.
Oh yeah, my dad would eat them 125%.
I'll eat you like a sandwich or whatever else comes with it. But I'm not the fries. I'm like, can't.
That's facts for real.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, on today's episode, we will be starting our new series. It's called Hustle University. Woo woo. So this series will be mainly centered around career-related things, talking about job hunting, finding our passions, figuring out our way. You know, we're young, just trying to unpack that. You know, so that's what we're gonna be heading into in this next the next few months. Just really centering around trying to figure out where we want to go as far as our career direction and what that looks like for us, because that can be hard being in your 20s and just trying to figure out what you want to do. So we're here for you guys. We know we're all on the same journey, so we all figure it out the same way. Yeah,
we gonna make it.
We gonna make it. So we can go ahead and dive into today's topic. So we can start off by talking about. Me and Ashley had already been talking about this on the phone before, because we were kind of just like, you know, we're just in that stage of life where we're not necessarily sure like what direction or path we want to choose, and like what's best for us, and that's what's gonna also give us the lifestyle that we want, while also being able to sustain what we need to sustain, like buy groceries and have an apartment and, you know, live on our own and all that stuff like that. So just trying to navigate that has been a little bit difficult. Just shaky. A little shaky. But you know, we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. So so I know you have your bachelor's in business administration.
Business admin, you know. I feel like that's a topic people choose when they really don't know what they want to do.
Yes, that's for sure.
I mean, at least for me, that's what it was.
Yeah, but that honestly, like if I wasn't in what I was doing right now, I definitely would have been in business, like, or marketing, like anything like related to business, because you can almost do anything.
You could any field. Anything.
Everything needs everything's a business, so that's you always need.
That's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because it's like I have so many different options to choose from. Because of that. And now 9 times out of 10 a lot of people don't even use their degree they got in school.
That's true.
I feel like your degree is just to show that you're capable of learning.
Yeah.
Now unless you're like a nursing, or like you have a doctor pathway, that's different. That's, you know, that's different. Law degree, that's different, because you know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
But everybody else is like. Yeah. Hey, you really could do anything.
You can kind of bend and move how you want. But that's good, though. That's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. But it also can be a bad thing, too, because like you don't know. Now you don't know where to go. Now you don't know what kind of path you want to navigate through. That can... And
it leaves you asking, why?
Yeah.
Why? do. Why? Why?
Does he do it that way? Yeah. No, literally. So... It's definitely hard to navigate, even having a major in, like, like the major that I'm in, like, I am in the IT space or in the information space, and just being in that space doesn't necessarily, like, just give you the, oh, you're going to, like, you know what I mean? You would think that, like, okay, I have a computer science degree, you have a IT degree, you have a IS degree, like, you'd be able to just pick up, I can go to, you know, any company, any tech startup, anything like that, and be like, okay, like, I have these... I can deal with data. I can work on Excel sheets. I can, you know, analyze, research, whatever y'all need me to do. Analysts, and they would, you know, offer me a job, but it's not how it is. Even people who go to the top schools, like, I didn't. If I would have known that, I would have took a whole different approach. Like, I think wouldn't even have been like so focused on like the major and like what specific thing I majored in. I'd be like, I need to be out here.
No, I would have done internship
every summer, or I'd been like out here like contacting people like my parents know and be like, can I shadow you? Can I can we sit down and talk about this? If I would have known that from the get go that I wasn't gonna have no set pathway to go down, I would have definitely done that. That's what I definitely.
I feel like that's what a lot of times when you're in school or even when you're in high school, like people miss out on the internship aspect of like life. A lot of my friends did it, and I was like, okay, yeah, go, you go, girl. Yeah. And I was like, I did not. I applied for a few, but I applied for like 2 to 3, and I didn't get a single one. Yeah. And people I know, some people apply for like 20, 30, and they got one of them. But I'm like, so you have to apply for a whole bunch, and even unpaid. But you don't want to
unpaid is like. But if you're young though, if you're in high school and you're just getting into college, it definitely like unpaid. I would take unpaid just to get like.
If I could go back in time, I would. Oh yeah.
Yeah. What?
Because then it's like you can see at least what you don't want to do, even if that's not what you want to do. You know what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And it's better to know what you don't want to do than not know what you want to do.
Yeah, to know
too many things
too many
out
options.
Here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the more options you have, the harder it is to actually like make a decision. Or even like sometimes just like even though you have a degree, like say you have a degree, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in that field. But it's like even if you want to go to a different field or work in something else, like work in business but in a different type of business or for a different type of company, it's like they want you to have experience like in doing that, you know what I mean? So like even though your business, what if you want to do something that's related to something like environmental sustainability and you want to do that, but it's like you don't have no experience in that, so how are they gonna, you know what I mean? So even if you want to make a career change, it's harder for them to dictate if you have that experience with that level of knowledge. But my thing is, I just think that if you have the ability to get through college and you have the ability to you have had work experience in general, then you'll be able to do the job. Because at the end of the day, like even if you get the job and you have quote unquote the experience that
you still gotta learn.
You still need to learn how to
training.
They're still gonna teach you how to do the job. Like they're still gonna teach you how the job works, how the company works, all that. So I never understood that. Like why they won't give you experience, because you're gonna teach me either way. If I know it or not, you're gonna teach me how to do it.
But I guess it makes it easier for people to like learn the job per se if they have like background knowledge. But at the same time, you can still give people a chance too. Like, and some people do get those chances.
I don't know what I saw the other day. It was a man talking about how like people in the creative. I think it was a TED Talk. It was a TED Talk talking
you
about.
Sent me that. Yeah.
I did. It was a man talking about basically how he owns a company or business, and I think it was like something related to tech, and he was like the best decision he's made or his like hiring team has made is going out and choosing people with different majors that don't necessarily have majors that are related to directly what their company is for. So like he hired like music majors and like or like art majors and like just different from a different diversity of backgrounds and work experiences. People had been able to do the job better because they're coming from different, if that makes sense, because people always like preach diversity, but they never talk about diversity within like fields, like areas.
That's
you know
true
what I mean?
too.
They preach I want diversity, but you guys don't hire anyone that's that had a background in this specifically. You know what I mean? Because who knows, somebody who has a different background might be able to see stuff from a different like lens.
Because the way you're learning in the classroom is different if you're like a theater major versus a business administration major or a chemistry major.
Yeah,
that makes
all
sense.
of that, like all that goes into play about how well you can necessarily do a job. Because you might have some type of background or some type of knowledge that might actually help the business do even better. You know what I mean? Even that TikTok I sent you about creativity. I sent you
about how creative people really never like know what they want to do or always at last minute.
They procrastinate because like we think more. We have more like ideas going through our head than like just being able to be like, oh, I'm just gonna do this. You know what I mean? We're always processing things, and I know that's how I am. I could be like at work or I could just be chilling at home. I'm always like just ideas are rolling through the head. You know what I mean?
Or you see something like just randomly. It's like, how can I fix it? Like, what's something that can improve this? Or
things that inspire me, things that just inspire me to keep thinking, or just the ideation phase is just rolling through my mind, you know. But definitely, like, I never understood why people wouldn't give other people the opportunity to be able to do the job. You know what I mean? Because even if they can't, then at that point, just like find somebody else. But I feel like if that person has the qualities to be like a fast learner and, you know, work hard, you know, can communicate well. Like, those are the things soft skills that people should have in order to do any job well, no matter what job you got. And if somebody can learn how to do something, or even they don't have to be taught necessarily how to learn, you give me the opportunity and I will teach myself how to do the job. You know what I mean? Like, I'll teach myself the skills, technical or creative or soft. I can teach myself the skills in order to do the job the best that you need me to do it. You know what I mean?
That's for real. And people really don't talk about like the amount of people who graduate from school and still don't have a job coming out of school. Because we know a lot of people that graduated, and I know a lot of people that graduated that have a job and like know what they want to do. But then I feel like there's 5 times as many that don't know what they want to do and don't have a job currently. And that's just because I feel like the school is like preached to prepare you for the future, but like doesn't really do a great job at that. I feel like they need to have more classes where they expose you to different fields, like your freshman and sophomore year, just so everybody can have an understanding of like different ideas, because not everybody's background allows them the opportunity to do that in high school. So I feel like that's really important for college, because if college is supposed to prepare you for the real world, then why don't we have more classes for people who are not just business majors? Because I know for business majors, it was required to have a class where you like explore different careers. But it was like one class. That needs to be required for everybody. Yeah, honestly and truly. Because just because you come in with chemistry major does not mean you're going to stay there that way all 4 years. Because I know a lot of people who you switch major. A lot of people I know, about 5 people out of the 7 people I knew in college switched their major.
Yeah. I know a lot of people. I think almost everybody I know has switched their major.
Because you really don't know until you start learning about it and start doing it.
Some people switch more than one time. It's just like also like, I don't know, like people, and also people who switch the majors like more than once. It's like, I don't know, they might feel like pressure from other people to like, okay, you need to hurry up and make a decision. Like, you need to get on it. Like, we can't have you switching these classes. You're going to end up staying in college for way longer.
Then you spend way more money, and there's like a whole little trickle down effect.
You'll end up spending way more money, way more time, way more energy, and it's just going to like, you know, just get in, do what you need to do, get out. And that's okay in some cases, but I feel like just me having a degree should be like,
that's why I didn't switch my majors, because I feel like no matter like what I graduate with, at the end of the day, I might be, you never know, I might be a doctor. Like, you never know.
At any point in time, you can just start like, with people, you can just start doing whatever you want to do, because we're so young and because we still have time, like our whole lives ahead of this. You got plenty of time to even decide one day, you know, you want to completely change gears and do something else. You can do that. It's nothing to it but to do it. Yeah, I never understood that. But
I guess it's good. So what kind of job do you want to have, or do you know?
The problem is, I know the type of lifestyle I want to have.
Okay, that's respectable.
But the lifestyle don't necessarily equate to the love and passion that I'm gonna have for the job. If that makes sense.
It could though. It could.
Or it's like, I feel like I just have to find the happy medium. When I say happy medium, I feel like finding a job for like our generation has always come down to like 3 things. It's always these 3 things, which are, I would say, the money aspect. So like, how much money is this job gonna give me? Because, you know, every job probably has a max amount of money you can make, or like, you know, unless you start your own stuff, you know, start doing your own thing. So like the money aspect, the like happiness. Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? Is this something that I actually feel like it's making an impact on the world, or whatever you want to do in your career? And that's one aspect. And I feel like another aspect is like the lifestyle. So what kind of lifestyle? Do you want to be grinding every day? Do you want to go to 9 to 5? Or do you want to chill at home and work remotely? Do you want to, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? What does that look like? All those things. So I feel like I need to find a happy medium where I'm in a, you know, I'm making the money I want to make, but I'm not like stressing myself out over making the money I want to make and having to, you know, get 3 side hustles just to make ends meet. That's OD. It's crazy. You know, nobody wants to do that. You shouldn't have to have 3 jobs just to, you know, live by yourself. That's actually insane. Or own a house. You should have 1 job and that'd be enough to cover all of those things. So I feel like once I find a happy medium, then I'll be good. But I don't necessarily know exactly what I want to do. I just want to. I'm very multifaceted, so I kind of just want to do everything.
No, I thought that. I want to have like my toe in literally everything, but I know that's a little stretch because you can't start out in everything. You have to start out with with one. You might get to a couple things. Have your toe in a couple different hats, but you gotta start out with one. And I feel like that's the hardest thing for me to remember is that like I'm not gonna start out on top. Yeah. I'm gonna start out, down at the bottom a little bit, or maybe not at the bottom, like in the middle bottom.
Yeah, middle bottom.
The middle of the bottom.
It'd be like that,
and that's hard because it's like no, you don't want to start. You don't think about the process, but like you have to think about the process because it is a process.
And it was like you might have like also like me knowing how you are, like you might just have phases. Like you might have like okay. Once you get started in like whatever career you get started in, you might start off in that career, and then like when you turn like 30, you might be like, nah, or 30, 35, I don't want to do this anymore. Shift to something completely different. And then after maybe like 10 more years, you're like, I don't want to do this no more. Let me do something else. And then like by the time you be like, actually, I don't want to work at all. I'm about to buy me 3-4 houses and we chilling for the rest of my life. Till retirement too. All that. So it's like I feel like definitely like that might be how I am too. So just have phases where if you do want to have multiple careers, I feel like just give yourself time to go through those phases where you can't have multiple things. You necessarily doing them all at the same time might be like a lot of overload on yourself or like make yourself overwhelmed, distressed. So like without doing that, then just kind of focus on having one career, and then whenever you feel like you can transition to something else. Then I would say transition to something else. That's a lot of people
can do it well because you don't want to overwhelm yourself.
That's a lot of people in the arts do. So like people who want to become musicians or something or singers, they have to if they're like, okay, I'm gonna work this job because you still need to be able to we have to be realistic with ourselves. Like you have to make money. Like,
at the end of the day, no matter what you want to do, you have to have some type of income in order to live. Yeah. You have to have some type of. That's just the reality of the world. Like we have to be in the rat race. No matter how much you don't want to work, it's like okay, but you have to.
Yeah. To some extent, like you know what I mean. So you can like be well off to do that. You still need money. You still need capital. All that. So just like people who are in the artistic fields, like artists and stuff like that. Like I know a lot of people, artists that I follow on TikTok. They started off, they have jobs. They have regular jobs, and they use their money that they make from their job to invest in whatever art they're doing until they can sustain themselves from that, and do that. And do that as their full-time job, and then they, once they figure that out, they can kind of leave that their other job and not do that anymore. But even that, I feel like for me, I just don't want to I don't necessarily love the fact that people who are in the creative fields, they feel like they have to make their creative field their job, because I feel like for me that takes the fun out of it, because I would have to be doing it for work. You know what I mean? So I would not be able to do it. But the
turnaround is like if you're doing it for work, you're gonna love it. So you're gonna love what you do anyways. Yeah. So you wake up every day and just do what you love. You don't think about it as work.
That's true too. You
think about it as like I love doing. I'm doing this because I love it.
Because you love it. Yeah.
That's the dream. That's the dream job for real.
That's true. Yeah. So it's all about like whatever you specifically want out of your lifestyle. If you want I also want like a little bit more stability. So I feel like for me, I would probably always have a regular job, and then do whatever. If I do want to make my art a side hustle, or I'll make money from my art, I'll do that on the side, but not have that as my main sole income.
And it's still have that as like a diverse income, anyways, because the wealthy people have multiple streams of income. And
of course,
that's gonna be us.
It's gonna be
and we'll be.
How? Come on now. We don't play. But yes. What else? We talk about just the job field in general. So how do you feel about this, people out here grinding for years and years, putting out 200 plus applications to try to find a job, and they're still not being able to find a job? Or even going out into the real world and handing out resumes.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stories like that. But then, I don't know. It's just weird. It really is. Because on one hand, it's like, a lot of places are not hiring, but then there are a lot of places that are hiring, but it's like, do you want to work for the places that are hiring? And that's where like that's where
like I don't know if I want to work at this place, I mean, I don't know. I also feel like it's just like,
And then the scams, because you know, I started, you know, LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, but like there's a lot of websites that have like scam applications nowadays, which is insane. Like, why are y'all scamming people out here when people are actually looking for jobs?
We're actually looking to work. People are looking to hurt.
That's
or like
the
it'll
most
say like urgently hiring.
I've ever heard in my life. Like, you cannot do that.
It will say urgently hiring, and then you apply, or you'll just look at how many people applied, and it's like, and you guys couldn't find one person to do this. Or just, why would you put a fake job listing on your website?
That's why it's important, like, who you know, not what you know, but who you know.
You are literally like, that is. I think that is so wrong for people to do that. Like, at that point, just don't put it on there.
Yeah, because
don't mislead people to thinking that they can. You know,
people got to scam. There's gonna be scammers out there.
That's true.
Which
I feel like it shouldn't be as
unfortunate.
many.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate because people are actually out here looking for jobs. I'm looking for a job. And like, don't try to scam.
And I also feel like just jobs in general, they're not paying people enough. See, people who have jobs, it's just not.
Because the cost of living's going up and up and up. So the job is like.
It's like that would be okay. Like, the cost of living can go up. But if that was fine, I would need the job, the salaries and stuff to go up too, because you can't have the inflation just constantly going up, but people's wages are not going up. How is that? How is that fair?
That's why a lot more people who are like graduating and stuff are living at home with their peoples, because
that's the only way
it's expensive out here. It's ridiculous. We
all know that, y'all. We all know that.
We live in that, y'all.
Exactly. We live in the life. It's just like crazy. That's just crazy to me. I just don't understand why that is the way that is. But I mean, that's a whole other.
I really feel like nobody understands it at the end of the day. Like, it's just like it is what it is. That's all you can say about it. It is what it is. Because like, how do you fix it? I don't know.
Like, one day, all of us we all want to own houses, and you know, we want to go on vacations, trips. We want to leave this. You know, why does it should not be that much money for me to live like a simple, normal, like, you know, just enough. Nobody's asking for no, you know, more than, or some people might, but I'm not asking to live like have 3 cars. I'm cool with my one. It can be used. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with my one house. I'm chilling, and long as I got a little nice backyard, and you know, enough rooms and stuff like that, no space. I'm cool. I'm chilling. But I just feel like it's a lot for people just to have enough to get by.
That's true.
For me to take one vacation a year. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be to London, England. It can be to, you know,
Myrtle Beach.
Like, you know what I mean? It can be to New York or something. Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand that part, but that's just how it's gonna be, I guess. So. We gonna make it work, y'all. We gonna make it work.
At the end of the day, we gonna make it work. We're all gonna make it.
Yeah.
No matter if it's you want a job, you want a house, you want a car, like you gonna get what you want. Just gotta keep thinking it.
Yeah, you gotta be hopeful. You know,
believe, and
you gotta know that it's gonna work out how it's supposed to work out. You know, I feel like things will become like more apparent as we get older. Like, we'll be more, things will be more clear as far as like the direction that you want your life to go in, like your career. I just trust that, you know, one day it's gonna be very apparent to me, and I will just know, you know, I'll be in the career I want to be in. I'll be making the money I want to make. Yeah. And just like, it will all work itself out.
You gotta remember, like, everybody went through this process at the end of the day. No matter if you don't think it, if you think it, like, everybody went through this process of like feeling like they don't know their next step, even if they look put together. It's just the ones that look put together that really aren't, though. If we being honest, like. Even if they look put together, some people are really struggling too. So.
The key word is look.
Looks can be deceiving.
Looks can be deceiving. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and even if you think you have to have it all together, it might come a time where you might not, you know, have it all together, or you might not want to do what you're doing anymore. You know what I mean? So at any point in time, it's okay to change your mind and don't be so stuck in what you're doing or whatever you're trying to accomplish. Just don't get so stuck in having one idea. Always be open-minded. Always, you know, don't negate yourself of trying new things, or like dipping your foot. Putting your pinky toe into, you know.
Just a little pinky toe.
There's a little pinky toe. You don't gotta jump all the way. You don't gotta dive in, you know. But just try something new and do that.
Alright, so now it is time for our quote of the day. Yes. And Cameron's going to give that to us today.
Yes, so our quote of the day is, "If the opportunity doesn't knock, build a door." By Milton Berle.
I love that one.
Yes.
Because it just is what it is. Like, period. If it doesn't come to you, you better get your tools out and
build the door. Or build the door. You know, once you build the door, you can honestly you might be able to build the door for someone else to walk through it.
Build it big enough for your whole
clan. You know, building generational wealth
in there.
Hello, you know, building opportunities for other people that look like you, building opportunities to help people get to where they want to be, or just help them. You know what I mean, in general. So definitely remember that if you're always searching for something and nothing's becoming like very clear to you, or you're not able to get into something that you really want to get into, create your own stuff. You know what I mean? Put out your own content. Start your own channel. You know, start your own podcast.
Build your own empire.
Build your own empire. Do what you need to do in order to put out what you feel like you need to put out, or just do the work that you need to do, or just to be the thing that you want to be, the change that you want to see in the world. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for listening to us today, and we hope that this podcast has inspired you to keep it positive.